Earlier this year, I spent pretty much the whole month of January in Japan, where I made it my mission to visit every single LGS in Japan's major cities, Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto. During my time overseas, I saw it all, from tiny little dungeons to some of the largest and most detailed collections in the world. So today, I thought it'd be a good idea to rank every single store that I visited from best to worst, and then tell you exactly where to go and what to look out for if you're on holiday in Japan and you're looking for Magic the Gathering.
Now he is back in full force.
Before we get into this one, this is going to be the very last video for our Tapped Out in Japan series. I really hope you enjoyed, and if you haven't seen my other videos and this is the first one you're watching, definitely go check those out. Now, when ranking these Magic the Gathering stores, there are a few things I'll be considering in order to place them on a tier list. Firstly, the display cabinets. Every single store in Japan has these display cabinets which house all their high-end singles ranging from about $10 to $10,000. These are a great way for stores to highlight their collection and show off their really cool and high-end looking cards. The next thing is their bulk trays. Bulk trays are where the store keeps all their unwanted cards or things that are just not high quality enough to go in their display cabinets. Things that might get swept under the rug or maybe don't have that much value always land up here, and it's definitely my favorite place to spend time at these LGSs. Finally, organization. There's nothing worse than getting stuck into an LGS's collection only to find out that their shit is just completely unorganized. That's why I also thought this was a pretty important metric to add to my scale. There were also some honorable mentions here like seal product, play spaces, ordering systems, and just general vibes that the stores give off. One thing worth mentioning is that none of these stores are bad, at least in comparison to what I can experience back home at like my lower tier stores back here in Melbourne. Take everything I say today with a grain of salt. My word isn't gospel, and I encourage you to visit all these stores on your own and form out your own opinions based on your own personal experiences rather than mine. If you disagree with some of my ratings, please feel free to leave a comment and I'll argue with you in the comments. Now, with that being said, let's start at the bottom of the barrel. While on holiday in Japan, you might have a giant list of things to do, so spending time at like the most average Magic the Gathering stores probably isn't the priority. This C tier is reserved for stores that could honestly be skipped in my opinion, as you aren't really missing much. These stores include Card Rush in Ikebukuro, Amenity Dreams and Card Wings in Akihabara, and Yellow Submarine in Shinjuku. All these stores have one pretty big thing in common, and is that none of these exclusively stock Magic the Gathering cards. Now, that's not the worst thing in the world, and there are definitely some high tier stores on this list that don't just exclusively store Magic the Gathering cards. However, when stores have different types of stock, it's always harder to find Magic. Now, in terms of organization, these places are very varied, but based on my experience, none of these stores really had exactly what I needed or offered anything that I really couldn't find at any other store, and usually their prices were just pretty average. Overall, these stores are still alright, but there are definitely some better ones on this list, and it's time to move on to the more average stores. This tier is reserved for your stores that sit right in the middle. Most of the stops on this section can still probably be skipped if you're low on time, but if you're a casual Magic the Gathering fan or someone who just is on holiday and not here for Magic the Gathering, they're still okay. Now, similar to C tier, most of these stops don't exclusively stock Magic the Gathering cards. Some of these stores include Mint Games and Yellow Submarine in Ikebukuro, Cardon in Akihabara, and Amenity Dreams MTG Card Salon in Shinjuku. I've also added Game Shop Toto from Takononobaba in here, but I also think this could maybe hit A tier. Outside of Tokyo, I've also placed Yellow Submarine and Amenity Dreams from Kyoto, and Big Magic, Haruya, and another Yellow Submarine from Osaka. Now, overall, I just think that most of these stores don't have the greatest selection of cards, both from the high-end side and the low-end in bulk, and they usually have pretty rough pricing for singles as well. Now, one of my exceptions to the stops on this list is MTG Card Salon. My experience here was a little strange because when I visited, they were renovating and I wasn't really able to get a good view of their store, but their vibes did look really good and I was excited to go there, and their reviews were good. I just wasn't able to experience it. So we're kind of going to separate this one from the B tier for now, but based on my experience when I did visit it, this is where it belongs. Now, again, none of these stores are actually bad, but if you're specifically looking for cards or you want to find English cards or high-end cards or stuff that's more rare or specific, I would probably skip these ones, as the A tier and S tier cards is your go-to for anything that you're looking for. Now let's move on to the good stuff. The stores that fall into A tier are exactly what you hope to find while traveling through Japan. These stops are highly organized, have deep collections, and are genuinely fun to spend time in, whether you are hunting specific things or just browsing. The stores that land in A tier include Big Magic in Ikebukuro, Azumaya and Haruya in Akihabara, and outside of Tokyo, Haruya in Kyoto. All these stops have solid displays of cabinets with a wide range of price points, well-maintained bulk trays, and staff who clearly know Magic the Gathering. You can walk into any of these stops with a vague idea of what you're looking for and walk out with something cool. Big Magic in Ikebukuro stands out for me for high-end singles and their clean ordering system. It's also one of the best places to window shop for Magic the Gathering on the A tier, and Haruya Shibuya is just another favorite for me, mostly because it's so quiet, but still it's a Haruya, so it's got exactly what you need. Azumaya surprised me the most. It's smaller, it's more relaxed, and it's not nearly as overwhelming as some of the bigger stores, but still it's got a consistent and solid list of cards. It's got an ordering system, it's got bulk trays, it's got play spaces, it's got everything you need. Finally, the Haruya in Akihabara and Kyoto both earn their place here for consistency, similar to one in Shinjuku. You know exactly what you're getting into with organized cards, playable stock, and just the most overall positive experience. If you only had time to visit a few stores in Japan, A tier is where you should definitely focus your energy. These stops are reliable, enjoyable, and unlikely to waste your time. Now we're at the very top. S tier is reserved for stores that go beyond just good Magic stops. These are the kind of stores that you plan part of your trip around and the kind you remember long after you've flown home. And for good reason, there's only a few on this list. And the first one, my absolute favorite, is Tokyo MTG. Without exaggeration, this is the best Magic the Gathering store I've visited in all of Japan. Everything about this place is just dialed in. Their display cabinets are insane, they're packed with rare, vintage, signed, artist-proof cards, anything you can think of, they have it there. They even have a dedicated section for Commander cards. Their bulk trays are consistently refreshed and genuinely excited to dig through. Their pricing is good, their organization is excellent, they have a play space, they've got art, they sell merch and jackets and clothing and tokens and anything you can think of. Tokyo MTG has it. This is really the only store where I feel like I could spend the entire day and still not see everything. Every visit turned up something unexpected, whether it was random bulk rares, signed cards, or just a piece of Magic the Gathering tissue I didn't even know I was looking for. They have it and it's just sitting in bulk bins for some reason. If you're traveling in Japan and you only have time to visit one store, it has to be this one. Additionally, there's no way Haruya Tournament Center and Takanonobaba would ever miss this list as well. This is the biggest Haruya store in the entire country, and it's perfect if you're looking for a play space to search for singles, gamble away your money, or just pick up some high-end cards. Similar to Tokyo MTG, this space has everything you need, with the only downside being that the store is sort of located slightly away from the hustle and bustle of Tokyo, but if you're staying in Shinjuku or Shibuya, it's really only a train away, like most things are in Tokyo. Finally, the last stop on this list, and the one I absolutely fell in love with the very first time I ever visited Japan, was Big Magic in Akihabara. Whilst this stop doesn't have as many single trays or even stock exclusively Magic the Gathering in comparison to the other two stores, what this store does better than any other stop is high-end singles. This is your one-stop shop for secret layers, serialized cards, vintage stuff, or anything that might be rare or hard to find. This stop also has a solid ordering system where you can look up cards on an iPad and find anything that you might not be able to find in display cabinets. Overall, this is your top 3 stops in all of Japan. These are your must visits, and for the most part, Tokyo MTG and Big Magic are right next to each other, so you could easily do both of them within like a 30-minute span. I would highly recommend you checking out these ones. I had so much fun here, and if you want to see what I did, check out some other videos where I visited all these stores in detail. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for the support on this series. As I said in the last few videos, this series took up so much time and money and effort and planning, and it took so much, and it's easily the biggest content series I've ever done in my entire life. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching and subscribing and commenting and everything else. I really do enjoy doing these vlog style videos, and if you want to see me do more of these, please let me know where I should go next and what I should visit and what I should do, and maybe I can make it a reality. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.